What if the harder you push, the further you push it away? This is the first truth people need to hear. Forcing comes from fear. Fear that if you don't control every outcome, it will never happen. But life doesn't respond to fear, it responds to flow. When you grip something too tightly, a relationship, money, a dream, you send out a signal of lack, of desperation, of I don't have enough. And the universe, like a mirror, sends that same energy back to you. The tighter the grip, the smaller the space you leave for anything new to enter. Think of holding sand in your fist, squeeze hard, and it slips through your fingers faster. Open your palm, and it stays. This is exactly how opportunities, love, and abundance behave. Forcing is exhausting because you are trying to control 1,000 variables you were never meant to control. Release is not giving up. It is trusting that you don't have to carry the whole weight of the outcome alone. The moment you stop forcing a text message, a job offer, a sale, a certain person to love you back, is often the exact moment it arrives. This isn't magic, it's energy. Desperate energy repels, peaceful energy attracts. So the first shift is awareness. Notice where in your life you are gripping too hard and simply loosen your hand. The power of releasing control. What if letting go isn't losing? It's making room to receive. Most people confuse release with giving up, but they are opposites. Giving up comes from hopelessness. Releasing comes from deep trust. When you release control, you are saying, I have done my part. Now I allow life to do its part. Imagine planting a seed and then digging it up every single day to check if it's growing. It will die, not because the soil was wrong, but because you never gave it space to grow in the dark undisturbed. Your dreams work the same way. You plant the intention, you take the aligned action, and then this is the hard part. You step back. Releasing control means trusting timing you cannot see, mechanisms you cannot trace, and outcomes you cannot rush. It means saying this or something better instead of this exact thing right now, or I fall apart. People who release control sleep better, love better, and, ironically, receive more because they are no longer blocking their own flow with anxiety. Control is an illusion we created to feel safe, but true safety comes from trust, not from gripping the steering wheel until your knuckles turn white. The world moves whether you control it or not, so why not move with it instead of against it? Trust as a magnet. What if trust is the most powerful magnet you'll ever hold? Not manipulation, not hustle. Trust. When you trust, trust yourself, trust timing, trust that good things are coming. You carry a different frequency. People feel it, opportunities feel it. Even closed doors somehow feel it and quietly open. Trust says, I don't need to see the whole staircase, I only need to take the next step. Most people wait to trust until they have proof. But trust that only appears after proof isn't trust. It's just agreement with facts. Real trust is believing in the outcome before the evidence shows up. And that belief is what shapes your actions, your patience, your face, your energy in a room. When you distrust, you rush, you chase, you over-explain, you beg. When you trust, you relax, you wait well, you act calmly. And calm energy is deeply attractive, whether in business, love, or opportunity. Trust doesn't mean doing nothing. It means doing your best and then not torturing yourself with, what if it doesn't work? Every time you choose trust over anxiety, you are training your nervous system and your reality to expect good things. And when you expect good things without gripping them, they arrive faster, easier, and often better than you imagined. Trust is not naive. Trust is powerful. Your energy attracts your reality. What if the exact energy you carry today is quietly writing your tomorrow? This is one of the most overlooked truths. We think results come only from actions, but actions are driven by energy. Two people can send the exact same message, apply for the exact same job, or walk into the exact same room and get completely different results because their energy is different. One is anxious, needy, rushed. The other is calm, open, at peace. People and life itself respond to energy before they respond to words. If you walk around all day thinking, nothing works for me, you unconsciously act in ways that confirm that belief, hesitating, giving up early, expecting rejection. But if your energy says good things come to me easily, you show up lighter, more confident, more magnetic, and doors respond accordingly. This isn't about pretending problems don't exist. It's about choosing, moment by moment, which energy you feed. Low, anxious, forcing energy creates resistance. Calm, trusting, receiving energy creates flow. Your reality is not random, it's a reflection. So the question becomes, what energy have you been broadcasting? And what would happen if starting today you deliberately shifted it? Even just 5% calmer, 5% more trusting, that small shift changes everything that follows. Patience is not weakness, it's wisdom. What if the pause you're afraid of is actually the universe protecting you from the wrong timing? We live in a world obsessed with speed, instant replies, instant results, instant success. So when something takes time, we panic and assume it's not coming at all. But patience is not passive. Patience is one of the most active forms of trust there is. Every farmer knows you cannot harvest a seed the same week you plant it, and no one calls the farmer weak for waiting. They call it wisdom. The same applies to your goals, your healing, your relationships, your dreams. Some things need 3 months, some need 3 years. That does not mean they are not coming. It means they are not ready yet, or you are not ready yet, or the right people, timing, or circumstances have not aligned yet. Impatience often destroys things right before they were about to bloom, like pulling up a plant to check its roots. Patience says, I will keep showing up, keep growing, keep believing without demanding the finish line right now. The moments that test your patience the most are often the exact moments building your character, your strength, and the depth of what's coming. So the next time you feel like giving up simply because it's taking longer than expected, remember, timing is not denial. Timing is protection. Surprises are the universe's way of rewarding trust. What if the best things in your life haven't even introduced themselves to you yet? Look back at your own life for a moment. Didn't the best things, the right person, the right opportunity, the right turn of events, often arrive when you least expected them, right after you had finally stopped forcing and just let go? That is not a coincidence. That is a pattern. Life loves to reward release with surprise. When you stop obsessively planning every single detail and instead trust the process, you leave room for something even better than what you were forcing to walk in. Forced outcomes are limited to what you can imagine. Surprises are unlimited because they come from possibilities beyond your own imagination. This is why some people force a plan A so hard they miss a plan B that was actually their true destiny quietly waiting on the side. When you release your grip, you're not choosing uncertainty, you're choosing infinite possibility over one narrow demand. The most beautifully unexpected chapters of your life are still being written, but they can only reach you if your hands are open, not clenched. So instead of fearing the unknown, What if you started expecting it to surprise you pleasantly? That single shift in expectation changes how you experience every waiting season of your life. The less you force, the more you receive. What if everything you've been forcing your entire life was never meant to be forced at all? What if the job you're chasing, the love you're begging for, the money you're stressing over? What if all of it is simply waiting for you to loosen your grip? We grow up believing that success means gripping tighter, push harder, try more, never stop, never rest, never trust. But look at your own life honestly for a moment. Didn't your best moments arrive quietly right after you finally let go? The relationship that healed you didn't come the day you were desperately searching. It came the day you finally chose peace over panic. The opportunity that changed everything didn't come the day you were begging the universe for a miracle. It came the day you finally exhaled and said, I trust this will work out. This is the secret nobody teaches you. Forcing life is like trying to hold water in a closed fist. The tighter you squeeze, the faster it disappears. But open your palm, stay calm, stay ready, and it rests there, safe, exactly where it belongs. Your energy is louder than your words. Every time you chase something with fear, you push it further away. Every time you release something with trust, you pull it closer. This isn't magic. This is how energy works. Desperation repels, peace attracts. So today, ask yourself, where in your life are you gripping too hard? Which dream are you suffocating with anxiety instead of nurturing with patience? Which relationship are you forcing instead of allowing to unfold naturally? Which goal are you chasing so hard that you've forgotten to trust the timing behind it? Patience is not weakness. Patience is quiet power. A seed does not bloom the same day it's planted, and neither do you. The version of you that is healed, successful, peaceful, and deeply loved is already growing. You simply have to stop digging it up every day to check if it's working. And here is the most beautiful truth of all. The moment you release control, you don't lose your dream. You make room for something greater than your dream. Something your mind was too small to imagine. That's what surprise is. Life's way of saying, I had something even better waiting for you, but your tight fist wasn't letting it in. So stop forcing the door, trust the timing, soften your grip, breathe, and watch as the very things you were chasing so desperately finally turn around and start chasing you. Conclusion: life has never asked you to force your way through it. It has only ever asked you to trust your way through it. The less you force, the more you allow. The more you allow, the more you receive. So release what you cannot control, trust what you cannot yet see, and let life surprise you in ways you never imagined possible. You don't have to force your miracle. You simply have to make space for it to arrive. What if the harder you're trying, the further you're pushing everything away? What if the love you're begging for, the money you're stressing over, the dream you're forcing with everything you've got, is only staying away because you're gripping it so tightly? Think about it. The best things that ever happened to you, did they come the day you were desperately chasing, or did they arrive quietly, right after you finally let go? Life doesn't respond to force. It responds to trust. The tighter your fist, the smaller the space you leave for anything new to enter. But open your hands, breathe, release the grip, and suddenly the door you were pushing so hard opens on its own. So stop forcing, start trusting, because the less you force, the more life surprises you.